Good morning everyone and welcome to Trent Bridge in Nottingham for the second day of the fifth test match between Australia and New Zealand. New Zealand were put into bat yesterday and they ended the day on 226 for 5, the best contribution by captain Kane Williamson, who scored really a wonderful 103 runs. Just to remind you, the series is currently locked at 1-1. If either of these teams wins this test match, they make it through to the semi-final. We join the action now as Glenn McGrath bowls the first ball of the day to Martin Crowe. Oh, that's a real loosener from McGrath, a big full toss, and Crowe has got the first ball of the day away for 4. The bowling has been very tight this morning. Oh, and that's out. Yes, Hayden's taken the catch at first slip. That's the first wicket today for Australia. McGrath has the wicket of Chris Cairns. He is out. Caught Hayden, bowled McGrath for 9, and New Zealand's at 237 for 6. The Australians have really been on the money this morning. That's another beautiful ball by Lillee, an appeal to the umpire. Did he nick it? The umpire says no. Another big shot from Lillee, this time on the pad. The umpire again says no. Let's have a look at the replay. It's that ball hitting Richard Hadlee outside the line of off stump. Past the outside edge, but a no ball. Oh, that's out. Caught and bowled. Yes, Hadlee looking to sweep the full toss, getting the toe of the bat, and that ball looped back to Warne. Richard Hadlee is now out. Caught and bowled Warne for 5, and New Zealand are 248 for 7. Warne on the attack with 5 fielders around the bat, and that ball past the outside edge of Vettori. And that's beautifully bowled by Mitchell Johnson. Australia on top this morning. Oh, that's a nice sweep shot from Vettori. He's off the mark with the boundary, and that's 250 for New Zealand. Oh, and he sweeps again the next ball, and that's gone for 4 as well. Oh, that's a lovely shot from Vettori. He's very good there through the offside, and that will be 4. Vettori swings us across the line for 4 more. New Zealand are 272 for 7. A half-hearted appeal by the Australians, but that won't be out. That certainly will have pitched outside leg stump. Oh, beautifully bowled. That ball spun back into Vettori. And this one slides past the outside edge. Wonderful bowling. And that will be lunch on day 2. New Zealand are now 284 for 7. Just the 58 runs in that session for the loss of 2 wickets. Let's have a look at the scorecard. Martin Crowe is still at the crease on 44 not out. With him is Daniel Vettori, who's batting quite well on 26. The Australians were magnificent this morning, applying the pressure, making it very difficult for the New Zealanders to score. Glenn McGrath currently has 3 wickets, as does Shane Warne. Little inside edge, down to fine leg, and that will be 4. Just past the outside edge. And that's out. Oh no, it's been dropped. Gilchrist has dropped a simple catch. That could prove very costly for Australia. And that's the 50 up for Martin Crowe. Just his second 50 of the series. He'll be looking to push on if he can. New Zealand will be pleased that they've gone past 300. That's a full toss from Lillee, and Vettori's guided that one away for 4 more. Vettori has moved along to 40 already, but that's a big shot from McGrath around the wicket. The umpire might say no, that perhaps was travelling down the leg side. Last ball of the over. Oh no, that's a no ball by McGrath, and that's a beautiful shot from Vettori. That's his bread and butter shot through the offside. Well, that's nicely timed, and that's going out through mid-wicket for 4 more. Daniel Vettori is now on 49. Though that's a big shot from McGrath. What does the umpire say? Yes, that's out. That's the wicket Australia needed. Vettori falling over his front pad there. That ball crashing into the stumps. And that ends an excellent partnership between Vettori and Martin Crowe of 72. But Vettori is unfortunately out. LBW to McGrath for 49. And New Zealand are 320 for 8. Oh, that's a nice shot from Trent Bolton. He is off the mark with a boundary down the ground. Oh, Crowe's out. Beautifully bowled. That's 5 wickets for Glenn McGrath. Martin Crowe is out. Bowled McGrath for 56. And New Zealand are now 325 for 9. Warne looking for his 4th wicket. Oh, that's been beautifully carved away by Shane Bond. That's all the way to the boundary for 4. Oh, beautifully played. That's a shot of a proper batsman. It beats the sweeper out there, and that's 4 more. Warne to start a new over from the Radcliffe Road end. Oh, and that's going to be 4 more. This is very frustrating for Australia. This 10th wicket partnership is already 19. Shane Bond sweeps. That's going fine. Is that going to be 4? Yes, it is. Oh, that's out. Just bobbed up to Alan Border at short leg. Yes, Shane Bond is gone. Caught Border, bowled Warne for 18. A nice little partnership there. And New Zealand are all out for 348. So 348 the total for New Zealand. Let's have a look at their scorecard. Kane Williamson, the standout performer yesterday with a century, 103 runs for him, but some excellent performances today as well. 56 for Martin Crowe, 49 for Daniel Vettori, and a very useful last wicket partnership of 23 between Trent Boult and Shane Bond. For the Australians, McGrath was magnificent. 42 overs, 5 for 84. Shane Warne also came through in this match, 4 for 100 for him. Australia's openers Matthew Hayden and David Warner are now out in the middle. Edged away and down to the boundary. That will be Hayden's first 4. Beautifully bowled by Richard Hadlee. And that will be tea on day 2. Just the time for the 7 overs. Australia have moved on to 22 without loss. Matthew Hayden currently on 14 and David Warner on 8. Hayden walks down the pitch and clips Richard Hadlee over back at square leg for 6. Wow, what a strong player he is. Oh, that's a full toss from Trent Boult. His first bad ball, and Hayden has whipped it away through square leg for 4. And now whipped very fine down towards fine leg, and that will be 4 more. A beautiful line, that's the place to be. Oh, Hadley's 2 straight this time. Warner's clipped him away for 4, and that's the 50 for Australia. Chris Cairns now from the Radcliffe Road end. Oh, and that's been absolutely spanked by Hayden through the covers for 4. Short. Oh, and Hayden's a magnificent puller of the ball. Short again. This time Hayden's pulled it down the ground for 4, and that's his 50. 50 runs for Matthew Hayden in only 55 balls. Oh, that's 6! That's absolutely sailed into the crowd. What a shot by Matthew Hayden. Oh, and that one's gone for 4 as well. This time David Warner punching off the back foot. Worked away through mid-wicket. Mid-on's not going to track that down. That's 4 more. Oh, Hayden is taking New Zealand apart. That's the 100 partnership up. Got him! That's the wicket New Zealand desperately needed. Shane Bond is broken through. David Warner is out. Bowled Bond for 35. And Australia are 105 for 1. Richard Hadlee to begin his 7th over. That one's into the gap. That's going to go all the way for 4. Hayden moves on to 71. That's a nice shot from Ponting this time. Into the gap, all the way to the cover boundary for 4 more. New Zealand desperately want Hayden's wicket. Oh, that's beautifully bowled by Hadlee. Oh my! Oh, Matthew Hayden's been hit in that collarbone area again, just like at Edgbaston. Oh, he doesn't look in a good way. A lot of concern from the New Zealanders, and unfortunately Matthew Hayden is walking off the ground retired hurt. Oh, that doesn't look very good at all. How very unlucky to be hit in the same place twice in the same series. Oh, that's nicely played by Ponting. He loves them there on his legs, and that's 4. That's a fast single by the Australian. Steve Smith will have to be quick. Has he made it? Yes, he's safe. Well, that's nicely played by Steve Smith, hanging on the back foot and punching it down the ground for 4. Smith now down the crease and lofting Vettori over mid-wicket for 4 more. This will be the last over of the day. I think that's going to be 4 more. Yes, beautifully played by Ponting. That's 3 4s in the over. And that will be the end of play on day 2. Australia are now 165 for 1 in 37 overs. That's over 4.5 runs and over. Let's have a look at the scorecard. Really a magnificent opening partnership between Hayden and Warner. Matthew Hayden was looking in commanding form until, unfortunately, he got hit on the collarbone again by Richard Hadlee, just like he did at Edgbaston, and he had to retire hurt. And we have heard from the Australian dressing room that Hayden is okay, but he is expected to be out for 3 to 4 more weeks, which is bad news for Australia. David Warner was the only man out, bowled by Shane Bond for 35, but Ricky Ponting and Steve Smith are currently at the crease on 30 and 24 respectively. So perhaps Australia are in the better position at the moment, though New Zealand won't be displeased with their first innings total of 348, especially having been put in yesterday by Australia. Australia are now 183 runs behind with effectively 8 wickets in hand. You get the feeling that tomorrow is going to be a crucial day. Well, that's it from us. Do join us tomorrow for day 3, and bye for now.